All right, today we're going to break down 5 really powerful methods for achieving exponential growth. If you feel like you're ready to get off that slow, steady treadmill and really take off, then let's get right into it. You know that feeling when your growth, whether it's in your career or just personally, starts to feel a little flat? You're putting in the work, you're checking the boxes day after day, but the results are just kind of inching along. It's like you've hit this plateau, and you know there's another level, a faster track, but you just can't seem to find the on-ramp. Well, it is absolutely time to break that plateau and start building a real exponential curve. And we're going to do it with 5 key methods. First, we'll talk about pruning what's holding you back. Then, we'll get into building your mindset, growing your network, reshaping your identity, and finally, we'll wrap it all up with a 30-day plan to make this stuff happen. Okay, first up, pruning. Now, this might sound a little backwards, right? But believe me, exponential growth often starts not with what you start doing, but with what you stop doing. It's all about getting really strategic and systematic about it. The tool we're going to use for this is called the Quit Quotient. Look, this isn't about quitting just because you had a bad day. Not at all. This is a logical, repeatable process for scoring your commitments. It helps you take all the emotion out of that really tough decision of knowing when it's finally time to walk away. So here's how it works. It's actually pretty simple. Once a quarter, you just list out your big commitments, your job, your main projects, maybe even some habits. Then you score each one from 1 to 10 in 3 key areas. First is drive. Does this thing energize you or totally drain you? Then fit. How well does it actually align with who you are? And finally, growth. What future doors is this actually opening for you? And that total score you get, it translates directly into a clear action plan. So if you score 15 or less, you're in the red zone. It's time to seriously plan an exit. If you're between 16 and 23, that's the yellow zone. Here, you want to run an experiment for a few months to try and improve things before you score it again. And if you're 24 or above, that's the green zone, my friend. Time to double down and really pour your energy into that. Our second method is all about mindset. See, once you've cleared away all that dead weight, you need the right internal engine to power you forward. This is all about fueling your journey with a real sense of purpose and building the resilience to handle whatever comes next. At the very core of your motivation is what we call your why statement. It's just a simple sentence that anchors your work to something way bigger than a paycheck. Something like, I build this software because it helps small business owners save time. So take a moment and think. What's your sentence? Actually writing this down can be a complete game changer. But motivation isn't quite enough. You also have to actively train for toughness. You do this by scheduling discomfort blocks, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So instead of just clearing out those easy emails, you intentionally make that tough sales call. Instead of just a light workout, you go for the heavy lift. You're actively, purposefully expanding your ability to handle difficult things. And here's the crucial part. After every single one of those discomfort sessions, you've got to log it. Just write one single sentence that reinforces what you just did. Something like, today I studied that advanced concept, which proves I'm someone who does hard things. You were literally, actively reshaping how you see yourself one hard task at a time. Okay, method number 3 is connections. But hey, we are not talking about just randomly collecting contacts on LinkedIn. No way. This is about building a powerful, high-leverage system for your relationships through deliberate weekly actions. The system is actually super simple. It's the 3-per-week rule. Every single week, you're going to connect with 3 specific people. 1, a new person you really admire. 2, someone you've kind of lost touch with. And 3, a current relationship you want to make even stronger. And the key to all of this? You always lead by offering value first. Make an introduction, send a helpful article, offer some feedback. Now, here's a really cool tactic within this. Find people in your life who are just calm under pressure. The ones who think with incredible clarity when things get crazy. And then deliberately spend more time with them. Grab coffee, work on a project together. The goal here is to absorb their way of operating. To, and I love this phrase, borrow their nervous system until that calm confidence starts to become your own. And that brings us to our 4th method. And honestly, this might be the most profound one of all, identity. Real exponential change requires you to consciously shed old, limiting labels and step into the identity of the person you want to become, even before you feel ready. Think about it like this. You might have this limiting story in your head, like, I'm not a natural salesperson.
You can replace that with an empowering one. I am a problem solver who closes deals. Now, this is way more than just positive thinking. It is a strategic reframing of who you are that will guide your actions going forward.
So how do you make this real? You use a simple little ritual. Whenever you catch yourself thinking that old thought, first, just acknowledge it. No judgment, just notice it. Second, state your new identity sentence to yourself. And third, and this is the most important part, you immediately act. Take one small, concrete action that gives you proof that your new identity is real. So we've covered a lot, right? Pruning, mindset, connections, and identity. Now let's bring it all home. How do you actually start doing this stuff? Well, here is your action plan for the next 30 days. Here's your checklist. In the next month, I want you to score your commitments with that Quit Quotient and actually act on anything in the red zone. Write your why statement. Schedule your 2 discomfort blocks per week, start that weekly outreach to 3 people, and define your new identity and start practicing that ritual. This is exactly how theory becomes reality. And that's our breakdown of the 5 methods for exponential growth. As we close out, I want to leave you with a question to really think about. Looking at your own life, your own goals, which old limiting label is the one thing you need to shed right now to unlock your next massive leap forward?